Welcome guys, Brendan here from Backyard Gun Bros, and we're back again with another unboxing. But today, it's a little bit different. We're actually switching it up from our usual that we've been doing RTI for the company that actually started me off on the Curios and Relics that I tend to collect and that we unbox here on the channel. And that being Classic Firearms. And I know before some of you, get in the comments and start angrily commenting, yeah, I know sometimes Classic Firearms does not have great deals on their selected firearms, but for some guns that are becoming more and more harder to find, you kind of have to resort to whoever you can find it from at the time. And I tend to believe that the firearms that I purchased from Classic were a fair price for the time, and we'll talk about those in probably a subsequent video or overall of my opinion of RTI and my opinion of Classic Firearms. So for today's video, I still have it in the box here of this specific firearm, and I do have my GoPro that we will showcase a little bit closer. But before we get into this box, many of you that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel, and if you want to see more stuff like this, please consider subscribing down below and hitting the bell notification icon, because I do have a few more of these in the pipe works, along with a few other firearms from RTI again coming in. So if you want to see more of those kind of videos, please, hit subscribe, hit the like if you want to see those, comment what you want to see, or if there's any other specific retailers that you want to see us pick up firearms from and review for you. So, nonetheless, today's video is about this specific gun that I have right here. And this is a Romanian Tokarev TT-33 handgun that I had the pleasure of buying from Classic Firearms. So of course it came in this box, but all the extra packaging and stuff I took out. And of course it wouldn't be a Classic Firearms box without having a couple of their Classic Firearms stickers. Of course, one thing that I'll immediately tell you is these stickers, because not the stickers themselves, but because of what they are packed with, are greasy as all can be. So we'll put that off on the side there. The biggest thing that immediately struck me with this pulling out of the box is that it is covered in grease. That being said, it's not Cosmoline. It's definitely like a gun oil type grease, a lubricating oil. It's kind of hard to see probably on here, but it is definitely coating my hands. I will probably try to showcase that a little bit better with the GoPro, but even though I do have these new lights that you probably have noticed from between previous videos and this one, it's still probably not going to pick up very well. That being said too, this isn't like super greasy, not overly, but once I do remove the magazine, there is spots on the magazine that you can see. So the internals of this gun are definitely going to be completely greased up. Another thing I've noticed right away is, and it might be a Tokarev thing, I haven't actually owned a Tokarev, this is the first one that I've ever owned. It's definitely a bit stiff. The specific model was manufactured in 1953. The one that's in my hand here, the serial number matches up with 1953. But compared to previous firearms that I've picked up and actually already reviewed, that being the Walther PP, if you want to, before you hear the spoilers in this one, if you want to go see the Walther PP that I got from Royal Tiger Imports, go ahead and click up above for that specific video. So compared to the Walther PP, this is in immaculate conditions compared to that. All the bluing is probably about 80% present, whereas the Walther PP was definitely very darkened. We will probably tear apart this Tokarev in another video that will come out this same week, so keep an eye out for that. Actually a double post week. The externals of this gun is actually very, I'd hate to say beautiful, because it's not like, these grips are plastic, that's a Tokarev type thing, but it is actually in very good condition considering its age, considering that this is a CNR weapon, and it's Romanian made. Not necessarily anything bad for it being Romanian made, but obviously we won't know the handling aspect of this until we do get to take it out to the range. And the day that this video is being recorded. The Iowa weather here is definitely not feeling like spring. So, functionality-wise, we did just lock the slide back here with the action, and it's actually hard to do that with the safety. So, looking at it here, if you can see it on the main video, I will bring it up on the GoPro here in a minute. The safety, these, I don't believe Tokarevs had these safeties. These are aftermarket imported safeties in order for these to be brought into American market. The safety is right where you would push it up to lock the slide back. And so that makes that slide release actually hard to manipulate when the safety is up. So I will drop the slide here and demonstrate this as best as possible using my left hand and in the video here. So it is not easy. I have the safety down, but if I put the safety back up and try to, you can't get your finger in there. So having the safety down into the fire mode, I can comfortably rack that slide back. So it's kind of an annoying spot for safety, to be honest. But of course that is a requisite for having this imported, I do believe. Other than that, the functionality there, that slide release, side lock and slide release do work. And noticeably, you know, the things with Tokarev pistols is they are basically a Russian clone of a 1911 to a degree. You can see the similarities in the stylistic choices of a Tokarev pistol, and especially if you look at it from this side with the whole slide cut out here. It does have that external hammer with the safety functionality as well. So with the safety up, hammer does not fall. With the safety down, hammer fires as it should. So, you know, recocking it there sounds functional. Classic Firearms said that these should be fully functional in their listing. Magazine, standard Tokarev mag. Actually, compared to the Walther PP video, the Tokarev mag is actually matching to the gun. The Walther PP video, the magazine was not actually matching for the firearm. So rip the magazine in, obviously it'll lock back on empty, and it will actually cycle back forward when closing the magazine. That's a problem I actually have with my 1911s, is they don't actually do that. With this specific one, that is something I've noticed, safety is down into the fire position here, but when you rack the magazine, or rack the gun back and close it on that empty mag, that time it actually hammer stayed back. But sometimes the hammer doesn't stay back. So it makes me wonder, if I take this out to the range, if that is a Tokarev feature, because when I notice is it's not actually fully, when it does do that, it's not fully flattened down like that. So let's see if we can actually get it to do it like that. It's actually in this almost like a safety cocked position. Like the trigger is a dead trigger, like it should be on the top there. But that's without the safety engaged, and when you engage the safety, it makes the trigger actually not function at all. Whereas with the safety down into the fire mode, the trigger is just dead. And then, you know, so we'll do that again. And yeah, see, that time, once again, it brings that hammer all the way up. With the safety engaged, it's a hard trigger. Safety disengaged, can fire. So it seems like the Tokarev here has this more like a half-cocked feature. That was their safety in the time, I believe. Just interesting to note there that sometimes it does not stay back when you cock the gun. So we will try to do that one more time again here with the magazine in, and see if that will actually fully cock. Nope, dropped it again. So I guess I don't know what I did different there, the one time where it actually stayed back compared to that time. So yeah, this is, until I actually tear it apart on the internals in the subsequent video, and we'll probably go back and retroactively do that with some of the other firearms that we bought. It's, besides the fact that it's like coated in whatever gun oil they use to clean this, it's in very good condition. It's definitely one of those things that you can take out and shoot, probably. Compared to the conditions of the Walther PP that I said earlier, that we saw in the RTI video, this is heads and shoulder above that. Price point, actually, I believe this one was specifically cheaper than the Walther PP pistol, but once again, you're paying for a Tokarev over a Walther, so you can't really compare. It's like comparing an apple to an orange. So we will take a little closer look here with the GoPro real quick. All right, trying to show you here on my hand, you might be able to see it, that little bit of oil splotching there. That is from the gun itself. Getting kind of a close-in look here, you can maybe see that little bit of a glossy finish from it. And we will drop the magazine out of the gun here and demonstrate that oiliness to this magazine. You can see it right there. That's from inside of the gun itself. It's just kind of oiled up. So that's not really a bad thing per se. Mainly, it will keep the gun from rusting in that transit period, especially with it being super wet of late here in Iowa. So we'll flip it back over and I'll show you that what I was talking about with that safety location there. You can see there's the notch for the slide when it's back, and right here is that safety. That is a fire right there, and then this is safe. So when it's in that safe position, you can't really get your finger in here to manipulate the slide release. So that's just kind of my only gripe with it. Once I depress the safety there, you can actually get your finger back there to function that. So that is the close-up view of the Tokarev pistol. So overall, I would, as of right now, I would say this has been a really nice purchase from Classic Firearms. I've never really had any issue with ordering from them personally. That is, I've done business with them longer than I've done with most online companies. Classic Firearms, I feel like they kind of make it right with their clientele, all of us consumers. But once again, I can't really say that judgment for you guys. That's my opinion on Classic. I've never really had an issue with them. I know some people do, and I'd love to hear your guys' opinions down in the comments down below. So, as always, if you guys have enjoyed, please leave a comment down below, hit the like button, subscribe, and we will catch you guys on the next video.